I am going to share my screen. Okay, and let's go to the right thing. All right, can everybody see that? I know it's not in presentation mode. Sorry, I can't see. No, that's comments.
Yeah, you're good.
Is it in presentation mode or not?
Yes.
It is, but I don't know how to change that.
The screen's on the side.
Yeah, it is not in presentation mode.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Here we go. Slideshow. Sorry, I had things. Zoom covers up stuff, and then I can't find Zoom. I'm sure it's the story of my life every month. All right, folks. We have quite a few people on the call, so we'll start with introductions, and I'll just call on you as I see you. And if you wouldn't mind muting yourself, I'm hearing some background scraping and noises going on.
I stopped. It was me. I stopped moving.
Sorry?
It was me. I stopped moving the phone.
Oh. Okay, chaps. I'm Teresa McDonald. I am a realtor with Allen Tate. I am on the board for Derita Statesville Road Community Organization and resident of Allen Hills. All right, let's go to Mel. You're muted.
Mel Renner, longtime HOA president of the Horse Pond community, and I am on the board for the Derita Statesville Community Organization.
Thank you. Mark W.
Hey guys, resident of Merrill Springs area, and thank you.
Thank you. I see Howard and Mary Alice Bratton.
Hi, I'm Mary Alice Bratton. I'm a resident of Great Oaks Development. Been here in the area for about 28 years.
Welcome. Glad to see you here.
Thank you.
Jack Brosh.
Jack Rosh, resident of Kelseytown, board of directors for Derita Statesville, computer consultant specializing in report writing and DBA work. Thank you.
Dr. Blanche Penn, welcome.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, good. Dr. Blanche Penn. I'm with the, I'm in the Great Oaks area and also the chair of the Mecklenburg County Parks and Recreation. And today, myself, Charlene Henderson, we're going to be at the federal courthouse talking about redistricting.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Sylvia Cannon.
Sylvia Cannon, president of Derita Statesville Road Group, also president of Allen Hills, Kerry Hills Group. And thank you, Teresa, for all you do.
Thank you. John.
John Hoig, resident of Allen Hills here for almost 30 years.
Welcome. Pearl. Oh, Pearl, you're muted. Can you unmute?
Unmute. Pearl Lawrence, I live in the Walnut Creek community. I've been here for 4 years. I'm precinct chair for precinct 146, and I am on the HOA of the Walnut Creek.
Oh,
community.
wonderful. Glad to have you here. Tell me your last name. I don't know if you mentioned it. If you didn't, that's okay, but I didn't.
Lawrence, Lawrence, Rence.
Lawrence, okay. Welcome, glad to see you here. I guess we better put the redistricting on the agenda real quick, and you guys, because I know you've got the court case at 9 o'clock, but let's just finish with introductions. I would like to hear an update on that. Nadine Henry.
Good morning. My name's Nadine Henry. I live in the Sugar Springs community. We have a quasi board for Sugar Springs. We're losing people, we're gaining new people, just like every other neighborhood. I also own my own business, Affairs to Remember, and I do event planning. Thank you. And Teresa, thanks for what you do.
Thank you, Nadine. Is it an HOA? It's just a community organization, right?
It's a community at this point in time. Our HOA status has gone by the wayside.
Okay. Thank you. David Oliver.
Yeah, this is David Oliver of the Oak Hill community, president. Been here about 20 years. Enjoy being with you all to learn new things and help make my community a little better.
Welcome, thank you. Brandy.
Hi there, my name is Brandy Lee, and I'm also a part of the Oak Hill community and a part of the HOA board.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Jeffrey Simpson.
Jeffrey Simpson, president of the Farmington Owners Association off of Hubbard Road.
Welcome, Jeffrey. And let me see who I'm missing. Sarah.
Hi, good morning. My name is Sarah Morton Stubbs, and my grandmother, Betty Morton, lived in Allen Hills for forever. My father grew up there. So I now live in downtown Derita and just love kind of hearing about development and seeing how I can be part of the community.
Welcome, Sarah. Shirley, is that Shirley Clark? Shirley, are you there? All right, let's move on to Charlene. Hey, Charlene.
I'm sorry, Teresa, I was muted.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I followed your orders in the beginning and forgot to take it off. Okay, yes, this is Shirley. Teresa, first of all, thank you so much for being committed to this cause. And I'm Shirley. I'm the Greenleaf Village Homeowners Association president. I've been in Derita now for about 20 plus years, off and on, I must say. So I'm just so thankful to have Dr. Penn on board with us and Charlene Henderson. Thank you all for what you're doing for the community and keeping us all informed about what's going on over here. We appreciate your time and your service to the Derita area. Thank you.
All right, Charlene, you're up.
Hello, everyone, and thank you for the opportunity, Ms. Teresa. Like you said, my name is Charlene Henderson. I am the chair of Precinct 82, and that is the portion of Hidden Valley on up, a little bit more in North Tryon. I'm also the community liaison for Hidden Valley. And what I want to say is that I'm in front of the court building right now. We're getting ready to go in at 9:30 to talk about, to have evidentiary hearing on the redistricting maps that has placed us into District 1. We have still been fighting, and this is an update. And if after this, I hope that we come out with a victory. But if not, then just know that we're still fighting for the rights for the people. And I thank you for the opportunity, because if we don't stand for what's right, we'll have to fall for anything. So again, thank you for that opportunity, and we're going to go in here and represent very well.
Okay, and I hope one or other of you will let us have an update, and maybe we can put it out with this month's update.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
All right, thank you. All right, folks, is there anybody who didn't introduce themselves? All these names and boxes jump around on me, so I hope I got everybody. Okay. I think that the folks from Hidden Valley are going into that court case. I know I had hoped that somebody would just give us a Hidden Valley update today, but they are all attending that hearing at the federal courthouse in Charlotte. So we'll try to update on that. They are challenging the redistricting of the 3 precincts, of which 26 here in Allen Hills. Those of us who live in Allen Hills are in precinct Allen Hills, Royal Oaks, probably Fairstone, Cardinal Glen, are all in precinct 26 as far as I know. So we'll be following that, because our precinct, along with the 2 Hidden Valley precincts, were redistricted and put into District 1. And it's not an ideal fit, that's for sure, but District 2, 3, and 4 had the most growth over the last 10 years, and they're all 3 of them are just too big, and there has to be some reorganization. So it's a hard problem to solve, but so we'll follow that court case. All right, I think I have Haley, you just arrived. You want to do a quick introduction? We're moving on.
Sure. My name is Haley Andrade, and I live in the Oak Hill community.
Okay, Oak Hill is representing. Thank you. All right, Chad, so I'm going to move on. I've got a few updates. I am looking forward to the reviews that we'll be getting. Somebody is making some noise. I think that it's always good when we I don't know. I can't see who's not muted. Okay, I think that's it. All right, folks, some of this is just the same properties that are a little bit further along in some of the process. Damn it, and I changed these pictures last night and somehow it didn't update on the slide. I'm sorry about that. But there is a much better picture of this building on West Sugar Creek. They have windows now. They have beautiful facade, stucco. It's looking gorgeous. So I will definitely update that picture before I send the slides out. But it's coming along nicely, that renovation. Don't know where, as far as I know, they're not advertising the spaces yet, but there are 3 spaces in there. One of them is leased, I believe. And the other 2 will be up for lease. And it's possible once they've done the whole renovation that the owner will just sell the entire property. So, but whatever they do, it's a major improvement for us in downtown Derita. That has been an eyesore for as long as I have lived in Derita, which is a long time. I haven't heard any updates on this property, and if you guys know or have seen anything, you let me know on some of these, because I don't always see everything. Food Lion, we know, opened on let me just make sure I've got the right slide deck here, because goodness gracious. Oh, I do. Okay, I don't know how to go back. All right, I don't know how this was not updated. I must have been working too late. Food Lion opened on the 19th. I'm sure you guys have all had a chance to get over there. It's been very, very busy every time. Like the parking lot is packed. So I'm sure that people are happy to see that a grocery store back in that space. The old Rite Aid building is coming along. I don't think they've announced a grand opening yet. I haven't heard or seen anything, but it's got to be close. They told me they were targeting January 17th, the last I heard. but I don't believe it's opened yet. And then the Walgreens, last month when I looked up this rezoning, I swear it said it had been withdrawn, but when I looked it up last night, it is showing as pending. So it looks like Quick Trip is still, I don't know if I just was looking at the wrong thing or what happened there, but it looks like Quick Trip is still in the process of that rezoning for that site. That's the old Walgreens site at Harris Boulevard and Mallard Creek Road. Don't believe anybody's moved in yet on the Crossings Shopping Center where the CVS and Save-A-Lot were, but those spaces are leased as far as I've heard, and we should be looking for some action over there. Some people moving in. They've still got a few spots available. I think the old Subway spot maybe is still available. So if you know anybody wanting to bring a little sandwich store or something like that to Derita, that's a good spot. And the more we get those commercial spaces filled out with tenants that we will all support, it can only get better. I put some links here. The Puckets is still for sale, that whole site. You can go click on the link and see the listing, etc. It's 3 acres. It's really a prominent site, ripe for redevelopment. Really hoping that somebody thoughtful will be interested in purchasing that and bringing, you know, what would be a very key game changer for our downtown area. And it's going to happen. Charlotte is growing. The number of corporations thinking about relocating their headquarters here is unprecedented. Our CEO at Allen Tate, who is tied in with all the Chamber of Commerce stuff, said they're talking to more corporations than he can remember. And he was here for the IBM in the 90s when IBM and some of those big companies came and, you know, just changed the landscape in Charlotte. So I think Derita, because of our position between University City and downtown Charlotte, is ripe for redevelopment, and hopefully we'll be part of the voices that clamor for good things. And I hope you guys will stay engaged on that. A couple of other just little updates. Some of these are repeats. The Derita Cleaners, the property has changed hands. I didn't get a chance to see if the business is still operating, so if anybody's got an update on that, let me know. The beautiful Robinson House just you know, was restored by the owner who grew up here. She's been on our meetings a couple of times. It was planned as an event venue, and then of course the pandemic happened. So, you know, we'll be looking to support that operation when and if it gets started again. It's a lovely venue. They've got a beautiful patio in the back under these gorgeous trees. Very, very nice. And perfect for small events. So we'll try to get Marianne back to give us an update on that. The old Players building, last month we thought it looked like it was boarded up. It's not boarded up. It's just brown paper on the inside of the windows. And it is leased to an organization called WellPath, and don't have any further details on exactly when they will open and what sort of services they'll be operating out of there. But they've certainly spent a lot of time and energy renovating on the inside. So we'll look forward to that. And then Derita Dairy Bar and Maria's Grill were the beneficiaries of some city funding and a partnership with Charlotte is Creative, and they got signage and a little mural and just a lot of publicity and just some beautification, which, you know, all these little things help. Maria's Grill, and that's a bad picture because I was trying to get the fire truck as well. But they got all their graphics on their windows were updated with new artwork, etc. So support our local businesses. These are just two, but you know, there's a lot of small businesses there. Some of them that have been there for a long time. And it's a great ecosystem for people just starting out. Yes, that is the house by the post office. I'm not sure which lease you're talking about, Sarah. Is it the other building?
Hey, yes, it's the one right across the street from the post office.
Okay. Yeah.
I think the small spaces were 1,300. I don't
Yeah.
know about that big kind of flagship space in the middle.
Yeah. So the middle space is a little bit bigger than the other two, but that doesn't seem like a terribly expensive or high rent. So that can be good and bad. I mean, it's good for, you know, a small business, but it's also, you know, sometimes you just get carpetbaggers and fly-by-night businesses coming in and not really adding anything. But thanks for that. I would love to get a coffee shop. Oh gosh, if I had money, it would be a used bookstore / coffee shop. But yeah, let's keep working on that because we have the pedestrian traffic potentially to support businesses like that with Derita Village and all the Fairstone, all the housing on that side of Sugar Creek, and then Forest Pond and all that housing, Avalon. We have, you know, potentially a couple of thousand of households that are within walking distance. And soon enough, it'll be pleasant to walk as we fill in some of those sidewalk gaps and things, which I would hope is a priority for the city. Residential development, I didn't manage to put absolutely everything on here, but everywhere you drive, you will see trees coming down and clearing and grading going on. The big ones that we know about, and the developer Toll Brothers presented to us a couple of months ago what their plans for Griffith Lakes. So if you want to go back and see that presentation, it's in one of the old. I'm trying to compile all this stuff, and I'll talk about that a little bit later so that there's one place where people can perhaps go and look up things and they don't have to watch an hour-long meeting to catch it. So, but Griffith Lakes is coming. We should start seeing some marketing and sales happening over there for those units. They're starting with the townhomes by the fall. Haven Ridge, I don't know if any of you guys would have seen this. This is off Nevin Road, across from Nevin's School, Nevin's Inc. Nevin Road, close to Statesville Road. It's just a little infill subdivision there. 25 single homes. They've cleared that and done a lot of grading and so on. Of course, the townhomes on Cannon Avenue, they've done all that clearing and grading, and that's moving along. I'm not sure when things will start to be available. I've got several clients clamoring to know pricing over there for those townhomes, and my guess would be they'll be 300,000. I do not see them being much less than that. And then this parcel here, this is Mineral Springs and Graham Street extension. There's a parcel back here that Taylor Morrison has started clearing and grading. At least they were the owners of the site, and that's a big Canadian builder. They're the owners of the site. I don't know if they're developing it or, you know, those kind of things get complicated, but work has started over there. And then the two that I didn't really have pictures or links for, but you'll see lots of work happening at University City and 85, between Neil Road and 85 on-ramp. That huge section over there, 72 acres, they told us would be the last parcel ever to be developed in the area. And here they found somebody to do it. And the good news about that is that there will be some greenway infrastructure. It's not necessarily connected to anything else just yet, but there will be some greenway infrastructure there, as well as a big multi-purpose lane, what do they call it, path, alongside University City Boulevard that will be for pedestrians and bicycles and away from cars. So a very nice infrastructure coming that will be the start of better things. And then the other one, which of course can't see because Zoom is covering it up, these 49 acres across from all the schools on Neil Road, they have cleared and graded, and we'll start to see some things happening over there. There may be more, and you'll see I didn't spot any new rezonings. They haven't loaded any rezonings for 2022. It's probably too soon because they have an application deadline somewhere around the 3rd week of the month. But they haven't loaded, as far as I can tell, all the rezoning requests and applications that came in for 2021. There's one in Allen Hills that I'm waiting to see the city update, you know, even just enter it on their website, and it still hasn't appeared. So I think they're quite far behind with just getting 2021 rezonings up on the site. So we'll keep an eye on that. Hopefully they'll catch up. I just keep these slides in here. This is just the list of recent rezonings where we're going to start seeing things under construction. Some of these I've talked about already. In fact, all of these I have talked about. But the list is there just for a bigger picture. And then these are the 2021, where I had to update my Quick Trip story because now it's showing as pending again. So if you click on these links in the slides, it'll take you to the city's page for this rezoning, which will give you all the details. There will be some public meetings probably, and you can read the reports because every city department has an opportunity to study the rezoning and make a report. So all that will be there for all of these rezonings.
Teresa?
Yes.
The property at the corner of Gibbon Road and Old Statesville, they were up this week, they were surveying again. So where that got withdrawn from the previous on your thing, looks like there's some activity coming back on it.
Start that again. Sorry, I just missed the very beginning of what you were talking about.
At the corner of Gibbon Road and 115.
Yeah.
Old Statesville. Where we defeated the apartments. They withdrew. There was a group up there.
Okay, yeah, well, the property is available for sale, so yes, there will be.
Well, they were resurveying it this week.
Yeah, okay.
So there's some activity going to start there shortly.
Okay. All right, yeah, I think it was a rezoning that would change it from whatever it was to, and can you guys see the map now?
Yeah.
The Google map?
Yeah.
Okay. I clicked on it accidentally, so I've drifted away from my slides. But I did want to talk about this Google map. The link is always in the email or in the slides. And I try to keep this updated. So whichever way you trying to get this information or see if we are tracking something, this is a good place to check. These icons, the green ones, are approved rezonings. These are capital improvement, and some of them need to be updated because this is completed now, the sidewalks and the intersection at Gibbon and Nevin. And I see something in the chat from Mark. Thank you very much. That's some good scoop right there, because I did see the new owner is indeed Bukola Olasimbo, and she owns a couple of other pieces around. So that will be great.
Yeah, I just made that up. So
oh, you made that up, but you know.
So I Googled the name, and then I found a Better Business Bureau, that link there, and then I followed that to Facebook, and there's an online business, and so I just kind of made that up. That's why I started it out with speculation.
Speculation.
But I mean, that'd be cool, you know, if it was local. And
I'm in a Zoom meeting, so can I call you back in just a little bit?
Oh my.
Sure, I just wanted to see if you were gonna be home today, so we can get those.
Can't find Sylvia to mute her. Sorry, guys. Oh, she's muted. Okay. All right. The yeah, that will be great. But yes, that is the new owner's name. And good sleuthing there, Mark. I think I need you on my team. And you know, I would imagine they must have some kind of storefront in mind, or whatever it is, because that's a great building for that. So, and maybe even being a past dry cleaner would be useful in that situation if it's fabric. So that sounds good. I'm going to try to go back to my slide. All right. Everybody see the slide now? So I was just talking about this map. It's just another way to see visually kind of where things are happening. And if you click on it, each one of these will take you to a little bit of information that I have, and try to keep that updated. And now we're at neighborhood updates. Before I do that, let me just, since we've got Sarah on the call, I made a slide for you, Sarah, so you can talk about this a little bit. I know you're not necessarily prepared to.
It's all good. Thank you, Teresa. Yeah, so there is a kind of, I don't want to call it a movement, but it's this idea around Buy Nothing, which is like, let's see if the needs of one neighbor can be met with the abundance of another. And so this is a group on Facebook. I know Teresa invited many of you all to it. And when a member invites somebody, it doesn't automatically come through. You have to kind of go in and manually, if you were invited, click and answer like 3 questions that just confirm that you live in the area. But the whole idea of it is, you know, I really want everyone to post if they have something that they are like giving away. You know, previously maybe it was in your Goodwill pile. Now you can click a pic and put it on this Facebook group and see if a neighbor needs it before it, you know, goes somewhere else. And in the same vein, if you have something that you are looking for, you can post and see if someone else in the neighborhood has it. So obviously, the more members that we have, the stronger it will be. And in addition to the idea of it, you know, let's keep things out of landfills and things like that. The other part of it is that it is an amazing way to make connections. And so I was giving away an IKEA shelf and had a neighbor that I had never met come by. We figured out that we have a child almost the same age. And so now there's like that relationship that's, you know, existing, and we have someone else that we know. So I would really love if you would navigate to it, join the group. And again, Teresa invited a ton of people. And so if you happen to see that, but then you haven't seen any activity, it is likely that you have to go kind of find it and add yourself. So, or answer the questions to kind of make that complete. Our boundaries are kind of like 77 to the west, W.T. Harris to the north, and then 85 to kind of the southeast. So happy to answer any questions, but definitely find us on Facebook.
All right, and I did put the links here, so when you guys get the slides, otherwise you just search, it's Derita Sugar Creek Buy Nothing group, and you should find that. It's a wonderful idea, and I've seen it working very well in other communities. I'm so delighted to see that it's arrived in Derita, and thank you, Sarah. And yeah, I have a garage full that one of these days, I feel like I should just have a Buy Nothing garage day. But anyway.
And some people actually do that. I just last week went to, it's called a yard give, and the group around Eastland actually hosted a yard give, and it was so cool. I mean, there was just everyone out with tables of their stuff. You kind of pick what you wanted, and then someone was identified to take all of those things to a charity, anything that didn't get, you know, received.
Okay, wow, that's a great idea. Well, thank you. And then just while we're on the Facebook story, I have started using the Derita News Facebook page to post updates here and there as things occur to me or as I spot things, etc. So that's another place to just follow during the month. And actually it was helpful for me when I was preparing for today to kind of be reminded of some of the things. My life is so scattered. It really is hard to try to keep track of one, you know, set of ideas, working on it. But if you're not already following the Derita News on Facebook page, I'm starting to try to keep that, and I'll start posting the slides from the meetings and the recordings. And then we also have started a website, which is very much in early development. Development's a strong word. But the Facebook page, you know, can be kind of an organic place to just get some feel good news. I try to keep it positive, and try to stay focused on the good things that are happening while not obviously losing sight of any concerns that we have. But there are many good things happening. And I think that's all I have to share. That was so do we have any neighborhood updates? Anybody, any of you guys from your corner of Derita, anything to share that you've seen, any sleuthing that you've done, Mark?
Hey, so I have a little bit of an update. I'm not sure I want to share it yet, but there might be about 6.5 acres of wooded area that's being preserved as a park. More to come, but it's in the area, and it's about 6.5 acres, and it will be preserved. It will be sold to the county, and the county is buying it on behalf of Parks and Rec, and they want to turn it into I don't think it's a developed park. It'll be I think it'll be an undeveloped park, so it'll just be natural area, possibly some walking trails, and I really don't know, but more to come.
Oh, fantastic. Well, can you give us a rough idea? Is it over by you guys in Mineral Springs?
Yeah, it's over by Mineral Springs.
Okay.
Oh, and additionally, they're looking at a larger parcel that they want to turn into a sports facility. So soccer fields, possibly baseball diamonds, possibly. So we might get some new park stuff in the area.
Oh, that will be fantastic because yeah, there's a huge dearth of that. We're lucky on our side of Derita, we have Ribbon Walk, or our side of Graham Street. You know, we've got Ribbon Walk and Nevin Park, which are huge, and then a couple of small neighborhood parks. It's almost still not enough, but on that side where all that housing has come along University City Boulevard, both sides, and Neil Road, and all of that's still coming, and there's nothing as far as parks go over there. So that is good news. Yeah, if you can follow up.
Yeah, let me try to dig. Let me try to dig in a little bit and maybe get a more solid update for next week, next month.
Yeah, I noticed the city actually owns a parcel right on University City Boulevard, sort of next to Michael's Landing. It's not a huge parcel, but certainly would make a lovely little pocket park that would serve a lot of areas. But I didn't know what they plan to do there, but they do own a small parcel over there, the city, not the county, as far as I know. So that's good to hear. Anybody else got any updates either from your neighborhood, anything that you're doing?
Teresa, I had one question. I just didn't know for certain neighborhoods that we did have a group to do salt and snow removal. That may be something to add to your community as a homeowners association, or just to have, if your area has a lot of areas that has ice or snow at times. That may be something that y'all can talk about at your next meetings. That's something that we did about 3 years ago, just to help, like it just recently had. And I was thankful, we was thankful that it was able to come through. So that's something to people can look at adding to their communities as another idea.
Thank you, David.
And we use maintenance specialists, but it's probably several other companies. So going into next year, that might be something that you kind of plan. We just basically tell them what streets we're looking to do, and they kind of give you a price. The only thing about it, they tend to go up a little bit each year in terms of percentage because of, you know, them having to have enough salt and sand to do the job.
And is that something, because we haven't had much snow or ice for several years. So is it something that you just kind of pay as you go, or do you have to keep them on a contract?
It's kind of pay as you go. You know, this year I saw because of Christmas, it was going to be very hot, and I knew it was going to probably be a situation. They said they usually send you a notice that if you want to continue staying with them or not, and we probably agree. But it's also, you know, it's kind of like a one-time thing once a year. If it happens, it's good to have it on the list because they just want to make sure they have enough supplies to supply the areas that's throughout the city. So if you do have areas that's, you know, in a situation where it needs to be kind of plowed out and stuff, that's just something to think about when you go to your meetings, because it may be beneficial, may not, but I just wanted to make sure people know about it.
You are talking about city streets, right? So this is
no, ma'am, I'm talking about in our communities. In Oak Hill, we have 4 main streets that's in our community. So I just, you know, because of our budget, we just wanted to make sure that we don't have a problem people getting out of their community. Some churches does it, some business do it, and we were just trying to be added on to the list so that it won't be something that if you have a neighborhood area that tends to have a lot of ice, you don't want to be a lot of slipping and sliding. So that's something I was researching, and I end up finding something.
Excellent. Yeah. I know I saw a lot of chatter on Nextdoor. A lot of people recently moved here from other parts of the country, and did not understand why we don't have our streets plowed and salted and brined, and they do. I'm not sure where they stop and start. Some of our streets in Allen Hills, one of them got a ton of salt. And then the big one with all the hills didn't seem to get any. So I don't know who's in charge of that. I'm assuming CDOT, but yeah, if you guys are in an HOA, you can certainly provide and pay for those kinds of services, because the city definitely does not run or keep that kind of service on board, just because it happens so rarely. And then it's only, you know, usually a matter of a day or two, and then it's all melts anyway. But certainly we've had longer problems. Mel.
Yeah, I got, speaking to this, I got approached by someone wanting to clear streets in our Forest Pond neighborhood. And quite honestly, I have a concern about whether or not there's a conflict between private enterprise and what is supposed to be city street maintenance responsibility.
Yeah, but you know, especially all those,
whether or not they need a permit or something to do that, I don't know.
Yeah.
That's the question.
Yeah, I don't know. And I don't know if it's something that's really going to pick up steam, just because it's still such a relatively rare event that we have that kind of, you know, disruption to our roads that lasts, you know, for a very long time. So I don't know, but that is an interesting point, because they are city streets, but I know the city does not have any kind of plan or budget to plow or salt or clear snow off all of our roads, and especially all the cul-de-sac neighborhoods. There's no way that the city would be doing that.
I've got a couple things I can report on.
Yes, thank you, Mel.
I'm always concerned about the tremendous amount of excessive litter that exists in our area, and I don't hesitate to turn into code enforcement areas that that are deserving attention and not being well maintained. I did that recently for Walgreens at the corner of Sugar Creek and Graham. They have an entrance on the Graham Street side that was just absolutely covered with litter and has been for quite some time. So I submitted that to code enforcement. They gave me a case number, which I usually get, and I followed up on the status, and they said it had been dismissed. And I said, well, what's the deal? There's nothing corrected there. And the person I talked to said, well, we can't do that for retail. It's only a residential citation. And I said, that doesn't make sense, because in the past, we've had to deal with companies, as well know, Teresa, Family Dollar was once on our target list in Derita. So I'm attempting to, I got given the number of the code enforcement officer, and I've made a couple calls and haven't heard back yet to, what's going on with that being dismissed. So in the meantime, I turned around and submitted a complaint to the corporate headquarters of Walgreens about that specific store and the fact that they are just not maintaining their grounds. And to my amazement, I mean, that was only a couple of days ago. I drove by yesterday, and that whole entrance area has been mowed, but lo and behold, mowing it reveals even more huge amounts of litter, garbage. So hopefully they're going to follow up with a major pickup to get it all cleaned. It's horrible. If you get a chance to drive by, you'll see what I'm talking about. So a little bit of a skirmish on this front, but pleasantly surprised that my complaint to corporate headquarters made some difference, which was not the case back when we were dealing with Family Dollar. They are a horrible corporate citizen, if you will. So anyway, that was something recent with Walgreens. And another comment, Derita Townhomes on Rumpel Road, they were in the news of having evicted all their tenants because they were going to remodel. Well, it looks like all those townhomes are about to be demolished. They've been totally gutted, and there's major equipment over there. They're taking down a lot of trees. I'm thinking whatever is going to go back in that area, I think it's going to be considerably more. I'm predicting more townhomes or something that will bring in higher rent than the Derita townhomes.
Okay, yeah, keep us posted on what you see over there, because unless you live in that area, you're not traveling along that road too much. So yeah, I would love to. I'll try to see what I can find out as well. But
Okay, Teresa, this is Shirley. I'd like to piggyback on Mel. Mel, you're kind of in the same neighborhood with me as far as being passionate about all the litter over here. I'm walking the streets constantly about litter. But you're right. I used to call corporate for any business. I'll call the corporate office and have them clean it up. And like you said, Family Dollar, they're slow about getting their litter picked up even after you call their corporate office. Now I'm seeing a problem with people like right now as we speak, off of Gibbon Road. There's a little side road. You may know where I'm talking about, Teresa, but it's someone who has taken, and they do it constantly. They will take a garbage can and they will just dump the garbage can out on the sidewalk or on the street. So I'm not sure who feels like they need to dump their garbage from time to time on somebody's common area or on the street. So I'm passionate about all of this litter over here in Derita.
yeah, you're talking about Derita Avenue, that little section between Gibbon Road and
not Derita Avenue, but if you turn down Gibbon across the railroad track, come down just a little bit, these little houses on the left, there is a little street there. It's it's kind of like a little dead end street. Yeah, sometimes you don't go through there because it's a dead end.
It's a dead end. Okay, wow.
Yes, right there on the left. So someone has decided that they're just going to dump garbage right there on the side of the street. Their garbage can.
Wow. All right.
That happens more than I'd like to see it happen, Mel.
Well, and as I say all the time, when you do see those things, just call it into 311.
Yeah, I call code enforcement and they almost know me by name.
Yeah, code enforcement or 311.
Well, 311 does connect you to code enforcement. If they can't help you, they'll connect you to code enforcement.
Yeah, oh, I see what you mean. Okay, yeah, 311 is like the clearinghouse for all that stuff, and they should pass it on to the correct department.
Yes, that is correct.
Yeah, we just got to keep calling it in. They don't know, they don't patrol, and even on trash day, the city staff is not necessarily proactive about things that aren't in exactly the right place and container, etc. So it takes a special call. So just keep reporting those things.
Mel,
just
have you
stay on it.
Have you seen the Christmas tree on the railroad track? It's an old dead looking Christmas tree with bulbs on it. It was put there before Christmas. It's still there. Sometime when you're riding by, you turn right there at Gibbon Road. Look at the old Christmas tree with the Christmas bulbs at the railroad crossing.
I haven't seen one there, but I think I've seen one at Rumpel Road and Sugar Creek.
Has anyone reported it?
The old Christmas tree?
Well, I think it's like, it is a Christmas tree, but I'm pretty sure it's growing. I think someone put Christmas bulbs on it as a prank or something.
Okay, it's not a discarded Christmas tree.
I don't think so. I drive by it every day. It's right there across from the bank.
Okay, I'll keep an eye out. I have not seen it or noticed it. So I mean,
You know,
if
that
it's
might be
trash,
somebody's idea of testing how often those tracks are being used. Because if it was
yeah.
loaded or if it was
Is
trash,
it actually on the tracks? I don't know.
No, it's not on the track.
oh, okay, I'm
It's
sorry.
at the end of the guardrail. It's right there at the guardrail. I guess the guardrail is holding it up.
Huh,
I don't
okay.
know.
I'll have a look and yeah, if you haven't already,
As you turn Gibbon Road, Teresa.
311. You've got the app on the CLT Plus app on your phone, takes you to 311 as well. They make it really easy to report, and hopefully you can follow up and they haven't dismissed the case.
Yeah.
We just got to keep reporting it. That's you know, you got to create the data so the city can see where the hotspots are for this kind of thing, and then maybe take further action, whether it's going to be cameras or some more signage. I don't know. I don't know what you can do about people who want to dump their garbage somewhere. Sylvia, I saw you had your hand up.
Mel finished up his.
Yeah.
I don't believe that property behind Walgreens is Walgreens, is it, Mel?
The entrance area necessarily has to be, otherwise people couldn't get into Walgreens. So yes, there's some property next to it that's for sale. You're right. And
Yeah,
that,
the backside back there, there's a lot, there's a for sale sign on it.
yeah, I'm aware of that. And
that's horrible. Along that back road is horrible.
That's what I'm talking about. Take a look at it right now. You will be amazed how much more horrible it is, because they mowed it. And guess what? There's not just the short grass where they mowed. There's even more debris. It's horrible.
I called the realtor about getting it mowed.
Yeah. Okay.
But I didn't know they had mowed it because I hadn't been up there in a 3 days.
Yeah.
But I called the realtor and I said, you know, we're getting ready to come into Roden area, you know, and it's really going to be horrible and you can't do anything, you know, and the trash is horrible. You need to clean it up if you want to sell it. So I didn't know they had mowed it.
Yeah. So now I don't know whether it was your action or mine that got it mowed.
Yeah.
It's
but
a
I don't
group
really
effort.
care as long as it gets mowed.
They're not kidding when they tell you it takes a village, people. It takes a village. So
I don't care who caused it. I'm just glad it got mowed.
yes. Yeah, exactly. So I think you can all see Polaris now. Just keep this up so we can navigate to what we're talking about as we're talking about it. And if I could figure out how to show the aerial view, I've just totally blanked on how to do that on Polaris. Oh, there we go. And it may not be up to date, but you can see where they're probably should do a hybrid so we can see the parcels. So this this driveway you're talking about is on this adjacent parcel, but obviously it's Walgreens right away. So, and I'm not sure what's for sale there exactly, one or both of these parcels.
Good question. Yeah.
So, but still, you know, Walgreens really as a corporation should have an interest in keeping this entire area.
Absolutely.
You know, and they can pay people to clean it up. Any other updates?
Yes. I want to go back a little bit. When we talked about the ice on the streets and getting streets clean, one thing I had were the trees on the front part of my lawn jotted out straight into the street. And I called, and this is about a year or two ago, I called and asked them to come and trim the trees, the city. And they said that they could trim the trees for free as long as they went 50% of the way into the street. Mine were going like about 75%. So they came, they didn't, not only did they do mine, but they went up and down the street and they cut all the other trees back that were going out into the street, because what was happening is those areas don't get any sun. and you've got ice spots here and there and everywhere. So I was glad that I was able to get that done. As far as Sugar Springs is concerned, I lost my favorite partner in crime. They moved. But I'm on El Dorado, and we've gotten a new house going up across the street from me where there used to be woods. I've got 3 or 4 new neighbors on the block. So Mark, I'm gonna ask you to hang in there with me because I need a new partner in crime. As the weather gets better, probably at the beginning of March, getting some signs out for beautification. If the COVID numbers go down, maybe go back and do what we did about 3 years ago and have a street festival. And just have people come out, you put something on the grill, or even sanitary right now, probably pack your lunch and put your table up by the street and walk up and down the street and catch up with your neighbors.
Yeah,
That's my thought pattern.
Yeah, Nadine, I was gonna say, if your favorite neighbor moved out, am I next in line?
Yes, you are.
And
yes,
so
Mark, you are.
Awesome. I think I think people are ready for like that spring thing, right? And if they're concerned about COVID, then they can stay home. But I think people are ready, and people know how to protect themselves and address the current environment and exist within it. So I think it'd be great to put something on for people to come out and enjoy, and reconnect, and also invite the new residents to the area.
And we can honor them. But I think it would be, even if we get it off the ground, and let people in the month of March beautification, and then maybe do little ribbons, 1st, 2nd, and 3rd for beautification on the block. I think that would be great.
Awesome, you guys. Well, you keep us posted on what you organize over there. And I get the same feeling that people are just chomping at the bit to start gathering and connecting safely. It's been way too long that we've been a little deranged in our human connections. So I'm also hoping that we in Allen Hills and our corner, and the churches are wanting to get involved to try to connect with the neighborhoods that they're in. Everybody is looking for ways to connect and just be together. Even this old introvert, I'm way too comfortable at home in my home office. I didn't know I had such hermit tendencies, but I know it's not good for me. And I'm looking forward to some things. So as you guys organize stuff in the neighborhood, let us all know about it, because, we might be interested in coming to mingle.
Well, the thing that I really appreciated was Derita coming out the last time we were able to do it, and you set up a table, and my folks enjoyed meeting everybody, and it's just a wonderful thing.
Yeah, that was back in the day before the road was finished. So we still had the big maps of the road and all the updates on the construction. That was Derita's story for 7 whole years. The North Graham Street extension, and all that construction. Anybody else got anything to add? Lathan Campbell, you joined rather late. Do you want to introduce and tell us where you're listening from?
Yes, hi, this is Jill Stevenson. I've been on before.
Okay, yes, you show up as Lathan Campbell.
Yeah, I'm not sure. That's my son. I'm not sure why his name and picture is coming up on that. I am the HOA president for General's Point off of Gibbon Road. So
yes, okay, I did not know that was you. Well, we managed to record this meeting, so you'll be able to go back and catch up if you want to.
Okay, great. Sorry about being late.
Yeah, no worries. I know how it goes, and that's why we do record these. And I wanted to just apologize for last month. I somehow did not record, or the recording did not get saved. I don't know exactly what happened, so that is gone. And that's why I repeated a lot of the stuff this time around. Anybody else got anything to add? We're at 10:07. We'll follow up on the redistricting court case.
Teresa, I want to jump in there with regards to some bragging rights, if I may. This is Jeffrey. This is Jeffrey Simpson of the Farmington HOA. For the first time in 31 years, we were successful in getting the vote passed for 2 amendments for us, which was huge. One pertaining to fees, and the other one to privacy fence. Now that we passed that successfully, now we can also address coming up in June, which we will. I'm sure there's a lot of concern among many of the HOAs. And that's with regards to renters, with regards to setting caps and restrictions. So for us at the Farmington Owners HOA, I just want to express the hard work it took. I don't know if we show anybody else that it took to get this vote passed. So I just thought I'd share that information in case anybody else is going through those growing pains.
Yes, that's great news. And we have a cohort of HOA board members that are sharing information and successes and challenges and so on. So I'm sure some of these guys would love to hear from you about that, because I know it's a challenge. I know Mel has mentioned that in Forest Pond, just getting a quorum and getting enough engagement from people to make changes. So that sounds like very good news, Jeffrey, and you keep us posted. And if you can't make the meeting, you can always just email me a little update and we'll mention it in the meeting.
Outstanding.
Oh, sorry.
No, I just said outstanding. Will do.
Thank you. I see Brandy has her hand up. Sorry, Brandy.
Yes, I did. I just wanted to say congratulations on those successes. And I wanted to know, how big is your community?
275.
Wow. Okay. So you were able to get everything. Okay. That's fantastic, because those are things that we're considering and looking into. So that's exciting that you were able to get that moving along successfully. So yeah, we will probably have to connect.
Most definitely, because the challenge was real quick is with regards to what was set in the CCRs or bylaws, whereby on one vote you needed 66 and 2/3 votes of one, and on the other you needed 51%. That was the real challenge. However, anyway, I'll leave it at that. If you need more information, I'll be glad to share it with you.
Okay, much appreciated. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Anybody else?
Yes, Teresa, would you please re-put the information in for the no buying program? While I was sitting here, I tried to go on my phone and I was not successful. Buy Nothing group. So if you could put that in our notes.
Yeah, I was trying to see if I can quickly copy the link, but I do not have the skills to try to do.
No, I mean, if I can get it later, that's fine.
Yeah, if you're on Facebook, I'll share it. I may have tried to invite you before, because I did try to invite everybody that I'm friends with on Facebook. And maybe
who's that trying to join? I can see and go ahead and approve it. So
yeah.
Okay, I didn't understand that.
Okay.
I was saying, what's your name? I can see if I can just go ahead and approve you.
Okay, Nadine Henry.
Okay, great. Let me try to find you.
I'll have a look on Facebook.
Okay. I have a garage full of stuff that I'm supposed to be going through and cleaning out my garage when the weather breaks. And I'm just loving that Sylvia Cannon has these young men who need hours for their volunteerism.
Yeah. Okay. Anybody else got anything to add from your corner of Derita, your neighborhood? Any concerns, any questions things that you're wondering about? that I should be looking up? I did notice while I was doing my sleuthing, just now that it popped up on my screen, and I hope you can all see it. There's 2.25 acres here on Hunter Avenue that is pretty much vacant, behind the old Players building that we were just talking about, and the dentist's office and so on. That has been bought recently, and so I'm guessing they're going to want to put something in there, probably residential. I don't think it's zoned for commercial, but that will be something to watch as well. These are the early signs that things could be changing, is when the parcels change hands. So that's one of the things I try to track, but it's hard to keep up with everything. Anything else from anybody? I see something in the chat. Okay. All right.
Teresa,
Yeah.
I have put out, the city of Charlotte's going to have the budget meeting for 2023. There's supposed to have been a link I might have sent you. They have a meeting today for the 3rd from 12:30 to 1:30, but I also have meetings on February 16th, 6 to 7, and March the 1st from 6 to 7. So if people are interested in knowing what's going on in the budget, they have it so that you can post that on the site so that people can sign up, and that may be some benefit. I think it's only an hour, so it just may be some benefit information.
Yes, thank you. I did get that link, and I'll certainly share it on the Facebook page. And if you guys, if you're on here and you on Facebook at all, look us up, and if we all connect that way, that's another way to just stay in touch, and try to keep some of this information flowing, because I'm not even clear how many people look at the emails that I send. I suppose one of these days I might pay to get one of those email programs that would give me those analytics. But I don't know that email is the best way to reach people. So that's why we're working on Facebook, website, the YouTube channel, those just so that we can kind of be everywhere online. And then as we start to meet more in person, of course, there's that too. But there's such a multiplier effect online. And a convenience effect, because you can be reading your updates at midnight when you can't sleep. So those are some thoughts that I'm having, just to make sure that we all kind of know what's going on, and we know what the questions are as well, and the needs, and we can all band together to communicate. All right, chaps, anybody else? I think we're probably done. I've got 10:15. If nobody's got anything else to add for the good of the cause, we'll close the meeting. All right. I think that's everything. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks everybody for showing up. That was a pretty good number. I think we had about 16 people at the.
Thank you again, Teresa, for everything.
Thank you. No, you guys, everybody does. It takes a village. It literally does. And the Derita village is going to be a thing. All right, folks. Take care. Thank you so much.
Thank you.